Hi, it's Ashleigh from Sweet Dreams Bake Shop. Let's get piping. I am whipping 120 grams of egg whites while heating 300 grams of granulated sugar and 75 grams of water on the stove, getting that to 244 degrees Fahrenheit and then slowly pouring it into the whipping egg whites. Whip it for approximately 3 minutes on high and you will end up with beautiful meringue with stiff peaks. First, begin by tracing any type of circles that you want for your rattles. Keep in mind that there's going to be two sides to this, so you probably want them a little bit smaller so that your guests aren't eating a ton of meringue at once. Oh, and make sure to use an edible pen while doing this. Nobody wants to eat lead. When dyeing your meringue, it's super easy. You just stir in whatever color you want, and then I made sure to put half the pink and half the blue in the piping bag, and then made rosettes, large ones that filled up the whole circle. Bake those at 175 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 hours and they will be super crisp. They are completely done when they no longer stick to the parchment and they are dry to the touch. Despite your best efforts, not all of your circles will be perfectly matched, so try to choose ones that match up nicely. Pipe a border on the edge of your meringue. The more space that you leave in the center, the more sprinkles you can put inside of the rattle. Looks like someone's having a boy. I tried to pack in as much blue as possible because nothing is worse than going to a gender reveal party and then when the reveal finally happens, the color of balloons is nondescript and so is when you cut into the cake. It's kind of a purpley color. You want to make sure that it's super clear so no one's disappointed when they bite into their treats. Your paper straw or stick needs to be fairly high up so that everything is supported, and make sure that you put a little extra dab of meringue on so that everything is adhered properly. If you're a perfectionist like I am, then you want to make sure, none of that black should be showing. So because I didn't pipe out far enough, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more. And then I'm going to smooth everything over and do a generous sprinkling of these beautiful crystal sugars that I have. I've talked about the application of sprinkles before. Make sure you never roll your sprinkles. Just sprinkle it on generously like I am. These are going to go back into the oven at 175 degrees Fahrenheit for another hour or until everything is perfectly solid. They came out of the oven absolutely beautifully, but I was so sad that they no longer rattled. I'm assuming this is because of the heat, which caused the meringue to melt a little bit more and then absorb some of the sprinkles. To finish off the look of the rattles, I'm adding a nice ribbon. I like to go with something that is fabric instead of curling ribbon, just to make it look a little bit more luxurious. They look so pretty, but unfortunately when you bite into these, they don't spill out in the magnificent way that I had hoped for. So if I were to try this again, I would adhere both sides of the meringues with buttercream, as I think putting the meringues back into the oven caused a lot of the sprinkles to get reabsorbed into the meringue. I would also add a bunch of blue or pink candies so that when you bit into the meringue, it would just spill out gloriously. The way I did them still worked, it just isn't as obvious.
What can I see, it's a boy or a girl? It's a boy!
This is how I would have liked all the sprinkles to come pouring out, but maybe with my other method that I mentioned, it might work. I hope you give this gluten-free way of revealing the gender of your baby a try. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want to be part of this sweetie fam. Right now I'm uploading daily at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye!